It is afternoon, and this is an hour-long session. So basically, the pre-open is kicked off now, and the first rates, etc., will start to come up, and then the market open is at 145. Actual trades, all legit trades, by the way. This is not for the uninitiated, and a lot of new participants in the market over the last few years in the market. Some perhaps this is the first Mahurat session, but this is a 1-hour real trading session. Going back ages, people will come in, put in a token trade, a Mahurat trade, and of course, wish for the best as far as the next Samvat is concerned, which is Samvat 2082. So that is the relevance and the significance in this happy occasion of Mahurat trading, an hour-long session from 1:45 to 2:45, and of course, there'll be basically post-market hour activity from 2:45 to 3. So we are essentially going to be with you for the next 2 hours, 1:30 all the way to 3 p.m. So that's the lineup here. Top voices, top opinion is essentially what we will try and strive to get to you. Guys, let's spend 90 seconds looking at the overnight session as well, because this is a real session, right?
It is.
And US is trading. This is the bang in the middle of the week.
Yeah.
So we have the US markets, etc., to contend with. So just taking our viewers through it. US equities rallied rallied back towards all-time highs. S&P about 1% higher. And, the Wall Street economic advisor, Kevin Hassett, told CNBC, our network, that optimistic that government shutdown could end this week. Not that it has made too much of a difference to equity prices, which have done very, very well. President Trump was on the record talking about China. He said, well, and this is a quote, it's going to be a great trade deal. It's going to be fantastic for both countries. Then he kind of went on about it's going to be great for the world. And of course, towards the end of the statement, there was a threat as well, that we got lots of leverage. If it does not work out, we will use all of that. So it's, nothing new in that sense, but I guess this is just news flow. Now, Apple went up 4%, optimism around the latest iPhone sales. There was some data point. NASDAQ was up about 1.5% as well. Gold prices continue to power higher. So basically, gold prices are back where they were last Friday. And, Friday's high was the new high back then. Then into the weekend, prices sold off. We took out those levels. 4,300 plus essentially is what we saw last night. Just a one-way street there as far as precious metals are concerned. As far as banks are concerned, deals galore. And I think on the last trading session, yesterday's session, that was, front and square, really. RBL is the latest one. Before that, there was Samman, Yes Bank. Federal Bank is raising money this Friday. We had the Federal Bank management, and we asked them about what they're planning to do. And of course, we are hearing chatter about more smaller private sector banks where they perhaps could be capital raised. So that's the setup, and I think that financial remains the key area, which I think is important to take note of. Now, Nifty, the all-time high is the level to watch out for, 26,277. Supports, trailing supports, the 40-hourly is moved up to about 25,541. The Nifty Bank support, basically Nifty Bank is into new uncharted territory. You've got to look at extension levels. And for the Nifty Bank, there's about 700 points. The next resistance in that sense is about 700 points from the last close. Supports 20-hourly, 57,693, and the 40-hourly, which is 57,305. So that's a short synopsis of how things are set up as we start this hour-long Mahurat session. Surabhi.
Absolutely, Prashad. It's been fantastic to see the Nifty climb so many walls of worries, right? And actually take aim and getting closer to that 26,000 level. Yeah. We're less than about a percent away from the all-time high, as you said. Just another important facet about US equities, like you're mentioning, again, almost touching all-time highs. Yeah. So I was looking at some stats. Out of all the S&P 500 companies that have reported numbers so far, again, 75% have beaten estimates. Yeah. There are estimates suggesting that the Mag 7, the Magnificent 7, their compounded earnings growth rate is still going to be 15% in this quarter. So that story in the US has been rock steady and solid. And I guess we just need to see, if our earnings can pick up. And then, therefore, what we've seen in October is the beginning of a long-lasting uptrend in the market.
Absolutely. Let me just quickly tease out, Surabhi and Nigel, what's coming up here, right, in terms of the voices and the faces you will see. As I said, this is the 1 hour where you'll get the best and brightest weighing in. So in a short bit, we'll be joined by BSE's Ramesh Damani, who's going to be with us in terms of what he's making of Samvat 2082. Needs no introduction. And he's joining us, by the way, all the way from Europe. We have Atul Suri of Marathon. I mean, I think the last word as far as technicals are concerned, especially Nifty technicals. I mean, Atul, that conversation you don't want to miss. Envision Capital's Nilesh Shah, you'll hear from in just a bit. We'll have the MD and CEO of the National Stock Exchange, the platform which enables bulk of the trading in this country, Ashish Kumar Chauhan, will also be with us. And of course, we'll get you lots of Diwali picks. Deepan Mehta is going to be with us. He's a regular trusted face here on CNBC. Deven Choksi, a long-time friend, and of course, an advisor here. We have Dharmesh Kant, who will be with us, Mitesh Thakkar, who will be with us as well. Guess what? We won't sort of stop with equities. We'll get you views on, gold prices, silver prices. I mean, there's a bull market on in crypto as well. So, line up there. Kunal Shah, Samit Guha, and Sumit Gupta will be with us as well.
Okay, all right.